So we've witnessed an amazing change of heart and a change of mind. Let me just play Bill Gates, and what he is saying is he's getting ready for, what is it, COP 26, COP 30. I don't know what COP we're up to, but here he is. Listen.
Climate is a super important problem.
Uh-huh.
There's enough innovation here to avoid super bad outcomes.
Oh.
We won't achieve our best goal, the 1.5 or even the 2 degrees. And as we go about trying to minimize that, we have to frame it in terms of overall human welfare, not just everything should be solely for climate. I'd say...
Can we stop?
Innovative thinking.
Wow, that is exactly what we have been saying the whole time. You can't make it all about the planet and nothing else. You cannot do things that will harm humankind to save the planet. And we will innovate our way out of this. Stop trying to degrowth everything. But that wasn't Bill Gates. That wasn't what he was saying. No. This is new for him now. All right, go ahead. Next.
I'd say wasn't the goal here to improve human lives? And shouldn't we, in our awareness of how little generosity there is to help, measure, should we get them a measles vaccine or should we do some climate related activity? And if we stop funding all vaccines and that, saved you 0.1 degree, would that be a smart trade-off?
He's one guy who I think has not had enough vaccines. I'd like to get him as many vaccines as he could possibly ever need. This is the narrative flipping here, okay? The man who told us the sky was falling, now says, the sun might stay up after all. I don't know. No, and if you don't think he was the guy who's saying the sky is falling, he's the guy who wants back spraying dust into the stratosphere. Okay? He built his reputation as one of the guardians of the civilization end times. He's now saying, relax, we're going to live. Okay? Relax. We need to focus on some other things. This is Bill Gates today? Could we rewind just a bit? Because it was Bill Gates just a few years ago. He was all in on the idea that climate change might end civilization. In 2021, he wrote a book, How to Avoid a Climate Disaster. And he said we have to get to zero emissions. Remember? We need a breakthrough technology in clean steel and cement and power and innovation. It's the only way we can get to net zero. Now he's saying we're never going to get there. No kidding. Really? But he backed at that time research into what is called solar geoengineering. And I remember talking about it at the time going, can we not follow Bill Gates on this? His idea was we're going to put particles or dust into the stratosphere, and it's going to reflect sunlight. And so all the sunlight won't actually hit the planet, and so it will cool the planet. Now, if that doesn't sound like a crazy-ass idea, if that doesn't sound like maybe something that you only do if the whole world is going to die if you don't do it, what is? By the way, this was funded in part by the Gates Foundation. Now, fast forward to today. Climate change is serious, but it's really only going to hit the world's poorest. Oh, only the poorest. Okay. Yeah, but it's not going to cause humanity's demise. I thought we only had, two more years every 2 years. They say, we only have 2 more years to stop this or we're all going to die. He says that's a distraction. Really? Where were you? Where were you, Bill, when they were destroying careers? When they were saying climate deniers, which you now are, because you're saying exactly what I have said the entire time. You're now a climate denier. Where were you? Where were you with this point of view when climate deniers, we were told that maybe we should round them up and put them in jail? No, we need a strategic pivot. Invest in vaccines. You know what? No more. Can we please, for the love of Pete, have some common sense? Can we please keep Bill Gates away from vaccines? Poverty reduction, human welfare, adaptation, rather than pouring every dollar we have into emission targets, and temperature tab hopes, because they're not going to happen. So what changed? This is the important part of this story. Why? Why did he change all of a sudden? Now, I've got a couple of theories here. He himself, the Grinch, wrote, "From the standpoint of improving lives, using more energy is a good thing." Wait, what? Using more energy is a good thing? I thought that was going to kill all of us. That's why you and all of your cronies, all of your buddies, all of the people that are running all the banks said you were not going to make loans for anybody who is building anything but solar power. And now you're like, we got to stay away from solar power. It's not ready. Really? Well, energy is so closely correlated with economic growth. No. Just pause for a second. Lord, please make me a more peaceful man. I know it's Bill Gates, but please soften my heart. We live in a world that is racing towards AI, quantum computing, which I believe Bill Gates is leading the way on quantum computing. Massive data centers, which I believe he is running headlong into. Did I mention AI? Guess who his partner is? ChatGPT. Now, this is all huge infrastructure that eats all kinds of energy, fossil, renewable. If he could pull the sun down and actually put it into a little box so it could run his server farm only and we'd all freeze to death, believe me, he'd be for it.